All right, welcome back to the Sideline Report. Marvin Jackson with Donna Hopkins and Barry Barnes. And we are joined in the studio by telephone by Josh Wilson, Redskins cornerback. Hey, Josh, how are you?
Hey, good. How about yourself?
All right, thanks a lot for taking time on your day off away from your family to give us a call, Josh. And also, we'd like to just welcome you back to the area. A lot of folks may not know that you went to DeMatha and the University of Maryland, and we'd like to just welcome you back to the area.
I appreciate it. Love being back home and back around my people where I grew up. Grew up in Upper Marlboro, elementary and middle school over at Forestville, DeMatha to University of Maryland, and we didn't got that long draft day call that shipped me off to Seattle. So I'm glad to be back home.
All right, and I know you got a big fan club here in the area too, a lot of family, and I actually knew Josh before he joined the Redskins. I always told him he was the enemy before. So, but one of the nicest guys I've met in football, Josh Wilson. Now, Josh, we got some questions for you, Barry and Donna.
Hey, Josh, Donna here. Could you talk a little bit about the upcoming game against Carolina? You faced just last week Michael Vick, and Cam Newton is another type of quarterback like Michael Vick. What is the key as far as shutting him down and containing him?
Well, I mean, Michael Vick is definitely a whole different kind of a beast than Cam. He's more seasoned. A very, very polished player. Cam Newton is just his rookie season. He's thrown a lot of yards early on. He's been very successful early on. The thing about just preparing for this game is we got to make sure that we try to make it difficult for him and don't let him get comfortable, because this being his first year, he hasn't had the opportunity to have this off season to study defenses and get comfortable in the system. So we just need to try to keep him uncomfortable back there and take him out of what they established as their comfort zone, which people have struggled to do this season.
Hello, Josh. This is Barry Barnes, Lock Report. How you doing this evening?
Good. How about yourself?
Hey, I'm doing well. I know you made that pit stop in Baltimore last season, so I know you was home a little early, so welcome back home. But I definitely want to ask that this season, 21 tackles, you have 5 passes defense. Do you feel as though that teams are starting to pick on you a little bit more compared to the Angelo Hall? And then can you also take us back to last week's game when you played Philadelphia? What were some of the adjustments y'all had made in the second half?
Well, as far as getting targeted more, I actually, to be honest, I don't feel like I'm really targeted that often. In the Philly game, I don't think I had more than four or five targets throughout the whole game. So sometimes the game's slower. A lot of times it's just the flow of the game. It's not so much if they're targeting my side more or D'Angelo's side or the linebackers or the nickel. It's just how the game's flowing, and you best believe one thing about any team is if you let the floodgates open, they're gonna keep on going at them until you put the fire out. So I haven't felt like I've been targeted. Maybe it looks different on the outside, but just going into this next game, we're just going to prepare and get ready. Steve Smith's a great receiver. Been a great receiver for a long time. Can be really dangerous. Watching the film, they're just like every other team. They see some struggles. I saw in the first game when Peterson, the rookie, was struggling. They kept going back at him for the rest of the game. So you just got to be prepared for a great offensive coordinator who's making great calls, great players, and they got Olsen down there with Shockey, so two tight ends who can hurt you, and the running game that can hurt you.
Well, you basically took my question, because I was going to talk to you about Steve Smith and Shockey being down there, and if you ever followed the Giants, you knew what type of tight end Shockey was. But when you look at this Carolina's offense overall, they're never out of the game, because Cam Newton has passed for probably 400 to 300 yards every game, and they're able to put points on the board at will, it seemed like. What will you all do as far as to slow down the Carolina's offense overall?
I mean, the biggest thing is, as a secondary player is to take care of your responsibility. I can only control what, Josh Wilson's responsibility is for every play. So every play I'm going to make it, my point to make sure that, big plays or small plays aren't made on me. If we all take care of our own responsibilities, we'll be successful. We've been successful early on in the season. We had a slow first half in the Philly game, came back in the second half, and got right back in stride. We haven't really had, a lot of breakdowns, throughout this season, and we just need to defensively just keep it going.
All right, Josh. One thing that I wanted to mention also is that you play cornerback, and that's one of the loneliest positions in the world. You're out there all on an island by yourself, and whenever you make a mistake, people notice because somebody beat you or whatever. And talk about how you got into playing cornerback, just a little bit so our viewers would know how you got involved in playing cornerback. And also, did you ever identify with Darrell Green? Because you're playing Darrell Green's position now, and you grew up right here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Darrell Green is, speaking on that first, that's one of the people I grew up, and I always said, I looked at him, and I looked at me, and I was like, well, if he can make it, I can definitely make it. So Darrell Green is definitely somebody who inspired me to, just make sure that I never gave up hope on my dream. And, growing up, I was always a running back. My dad played NFL fullback for the Houston Oilers, fullback for Earl Campbell, and so I wanted to be a running back. I always thought I was going to be a running back, and I got to DeMatha my freshman year, and there was about 50 guys standing in line for running back. And so I'm like, oh, man.
Change your mind quick, huh?
So I said, all right, well, I guess I'll have to try a new position. So, I played wide receiver and then went and played, cornerback on defense because I had to do something on defense. And, that's kind of how I fell into it. I ended up being good at it. And honestly, in high school, I was an all-state wide receiver. And,
wow.
I got to looking at colleges, and they said, yeah, you can play receiver, but it's going to be hard, hard for you to make it. But, if you go out here and, do a good job at corner, there's a lot of guys, Darrell Greens, Antonio Winfield, all of them out there. So I went ahead and just stuck at corner and gave up all those offensive dreams, and I guess gave up the glory for the championships.
All right. Well, you've done very well, and we're all very proud of you here in the area.
Oh, I appreciate that. I'm glad to be home.
All right. Well, continued success, and you guys do well this Sunday, okay?
Beat Carolina.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We'll go ahead and take care of it.
Meet those ticket requests.
All right. Thanks a lot, Josh, and we'll see you maybe again. We'll talk to you maybe again on the Sideline Report.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Okay. Take care.
All right.
All right. We're going to take a break now, and we're going to come back. We're going to have a nice feature that you did with breast cancer awareness. Okay? So we're going to take a break right now. We'll be right back on the Sideline Report.